Good morning, world of readers. I am Book Dragon Erin, and I would like to welcome you all back to my booktube channel, where today I will be reviewing The Glow of the Dragon's Heart by Willa Hart. The Glow of the Dragon's Heart is a fictional, paranormal fantasy reverse harem romance novel. It is book 0.5 in the Harem of Fire series. Now, in that series, we have The Spark of the Dragon's Heart, The Heat of the Dragon's Heart, The Flame of the Dragon's Heart, The Fire of the Dragon's Heart, and The Blaze of the Dragon's Heart. Moving right along into the plot, who knew dragons could be so hot? I grew up as a trash bag kid, and I don't want to try counting how many foster homes I have lived in after being orphaned at the age of 5. When some long-lost relatives take me in during the last year of my experience in the system, I am careful to remain on my best behavior. Finding family and living happily ever after has always been a secret fantasy of mine, so getting the boot now would be absolutely devastating. But these perfect strangers are turning out to be perfectly strange. Like when they tell me the dragons are real. Like when they tell me my great-aunt's husband happens to be a dragon. Before I can pack my belongings and bolt, I see evidence that dragons actually exist with my own eyes. Then I catch sight of my new uncle's 5 gorgeous nephews and decide that maybe dragons aren't so bad after all. As far as my thoughts on this book go, there are times when I get to this point where I am feeling so lonely and absolutely craving physical contact that I do give into reading reverse harem novels, and I have reached that point now. I read this book in a single sitting and I loved it. Also, before we continue, this book should not, and I repeat, should not be read by children. This is fantasy at its smuttiest and is inappropriate for kids who don't know what the birds and the bees are. Besides this book, of course, being a reverse harem novel. If I'm being perfectly honest, the progression of this novel is sort of slow. I mean, Favor, who is our leading lady, was in a fatal car accident that killed her parents. She spends most of her young life in the foster care system. Finally, Favor goes to live with her aunt and uncle, who only recently found out that she wasn't dead, and Favor feels like she's home and allows herself to show her sarcastic side, then is hired by her uncle in place of her 5 cousins, who haven't shown up yet but are mentioned. Yes, that does seem like progression, but I would have preferred maybe 1 or 2 smutty scenes in this novel, and that is what I originally came here for. But, all that aside, I am definitely down for reading the rest of these novels, because I definitely want dragon smut. Moving on, Favor is biologically related to her Aunt Shirley, who has no kids of her own. Favor's Aunt Shirley married her husband, Uncle Max, who had 5 kids of his own from a previous relationship. Technically, Favor's cousins are step cousins, so sleeping with them isn't illegal. Weird, definitely, but still okay because they're not related by blood. I came here for the smut, I didn't get the smut, so that was a bit of a letdown, but that's beside the point. The plot was interesting with dragons and an inner world where dragons and humans live in peace, and the connections to the past were pretty cool, although too boring told in Max's point of view, but there is an intriguing base for the rest of this series. Despite all that, I felt the progression of the novel was a bit slow, and this novel in general was way too short, and I would have wanted more from this novel, including more than 0 smutty scenes. If you are looking for a reverse harem romance novel, maybe read the entire series and then read the prequel, because there is 0 smut in this novel, and again, that's what I came here for. Moving on to my final notes, I actually rated this book 3 out of 5 stars, just because it wasn't my favorite novel and it lacked the sexy scenes that I came here for, so 2 stars off, thus my 3 out of 5 stars rating. So, did I enjoy this novel enough to recommend it to my friends? No, because this book didn't live up to par for me, which is sad because I really, really wanted to love this book. And will I reread this book again? Probably not, but if I do, I will read the entire series in order if I can manage it. And is this book a favorite of mine? I think I answered that just before. There are a lot of other books that I have enjoyed far more than this one. My apologies to Willa Hart. I do not mean to disrespect her as an author, but this book just wasn't what I expected in certain ways, so I probably won't be revisiting this anytime soon. Anyway, that is all for today, so if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button to show some support, subscribe to my booktube channel to get more videos like this, turn on that notification button to be notified when I upload brand new videos every single Sunday, go check out my other channel, Erin Rogoff Official, and subscribe to that too because I have movie and TV show reviews and art vlogs. Anything that isn't book related is on that channel. Here, primarily books. All that said, I hope you guys have a great day and a great rest of the week, so I will see you guys next Sunday.